good morning and welcome to newsdesk. We're live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125 across all our social media handles. We're joining News on TV. Today we pitched camp at the EC's Collation Center at Tesano for all the action there. Both the NPP and the NDC are tussling over some parliamentary seats. We'll get you the latest from there this morning. Also, the Joint Transition Team begins its work today. We've got that on our menu as well. And cholera cases appears to be on the rise in the western region. We're on the grounds for all that here on newsdesk. My name is Faustina Safo. Take a seat, be my guest. Well, this morning we start from the Electoral Commission's Collation Center here in the Greater Accra region, where the EC is trying to resolve some disputes surrounding certain parliamentary seats. My colleague Jacqueline Ansuma is live at Tesano. She joins me with more. Jacqueline, what can you report?
Right here at the phone training school, and it is still chaotic right behind me, as you can hear. The coalition for the Insawama district have already started, but then there's still chaos. You know, according to some NDC party agents and officials, there's supposed to be an IPAC meeting, but then the MPP is saying they are not aware of that issue right now. So they are calling for the coalition to be voted right now. I mean, you should take a listen to that on what ensued a few minutes ago.
I'm saying that this approach we have encountered the process, and I'm saying that whatever you do,
There's an emergency IPAC meeting. That is the problem. We've just called it, and the emergency IPAC meeting is about to start. He has been given instruction. So on what basis is he going to say that they say he should continue and the others will stop? Is it not the same thing? We are doing the same thing. It's an emergency IPAC meeting. It must stop. This process must halt. Let's go for the IPAC meeting. Whatever comes out of it, we will come and continue.
You mean for all the other constituencies or just
every process they are doing, and they must halt it. That's why there's an IPAC meeting. He can't continue with this process. He is aware. He just confirmed it. The director confirmed it, that he has been instructed. The instruction is that they must halt. Why is he going to continue this one? He will continue this one.
He said he's not aware. He's saying he's not aware of it.
Which one? So he said the instruction that those who are going to start should not start, but he can continue. How can they give say instruction? It's an IPAC meeting. We go in Georgia over there. The LPP people are here. We are all going there. Let's go there and discuss it. We go and agree at IPAC that this is what we are going to do, then we continue.
What will you do if they go ahead?
How are they going to go ahead? When their bosses are giving instructions, they are saying they'll go ahead.
He's still saying that he wants to go.
We are saying there's an IPAC meeting. Let's go for the meeting. Let's go for
Tanko is here. Tanko is here. He has been going to IPAC. There is a means whereby they communicate to us when there's going to be IPAC. I'm daring him to prove to us, to give us evidence that IPAC has been called. Ask him. Because normally when there's an IPAC meeting, they once sent us a message by text followed by a formal letter. Let him prove a test showing there's an IPAC meeting.
Well, I don't believe it.
Give us a proof that there's an IPAC meeting.
The director here confirmed that instruction has been given to him that
no one has called him.
Stop the process.
That have you been called? Have you been called? Ask the EC officer.
Computer, he is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. And then Justin Frimpong Kodia, he is also on our screens as well, contesting Dr. Rashid Tanko speech and whatever he said. Well, some key things that have come up on the grounds is that Dr. Rashid Tanko is pushing for them to halt the collation process. He says that there's an IPAC meeting, and then we heard from Justin Frimpong Korea saying that it's not true that there's an IPAC meeting. We can see live visuals there. Let's cross over.
But he will come. He will come. He will come.
Okay. And yes, I will go. We will go, madam.
You are lawyers. You are officer of the law, and you are defying the law because of your
Can you show us the message right now? I mean, he's showing us the message from IPAC that he's talking about.
No, Lord, I'm going to. No. We'll go. We are going to stand here.
We are still being asked to move forward. Media, move
What injunction?
He says that have been served.
They have been
Is the court injunction?
There's an injunction on this person.
But we are trying. Please, you are pushing the camera. Please take care. Right. Why are you pushing our camera? Why?
Media, move back, please. Media, move back, please.
Cameras can pick it.
Well, that is the court's injunction that he's talking about. He's saying that this process needs to be halted. We're still being asked to move out of the arena, but he's still trying to show us the details. I wish I could move closer to see the details of it, but then let me try and get closer.
Who has interest in the matter is trying to prevent us and ask that she wanted. Can't you see her? Can't you see what she's doing? Can't you see what she's doing?
You see,
security for MPP. She's deployed here to protect MPP.
now the military cannot prevent anybody from coming.
EC head office has been said.
Yes, they have been said.
What happens to the three that have been declared?
I'm saying that's arrested everything. No, nothing is going to continue here. The injunction is here.
But then the MPP is saying they haven't received any.
Stop it. They can't continue. The head office is safe. The message has been safe, and they are aware.
They are all saying they haven't received anything yet.
They should come to their bosses. The one who asked them to come and collect is the one who has been injuncted. If it is fake, tell me it's fake. Look at this. They have been served. Yes, they confirmed. They have received it.
They have been served.
They have been served.
That is what I'm seeing here. According to him, they've all been served right here, and he is insisting that everybody, whatever thing that is going on, needs to be. JFK, I mean, what do you also have to say about this? He's saying that you've all received this notice.
No, you have been here this morning. If you recall, initially he came to tell us that we have been called for an IPAC meeting. Yeah. That's what he said, if you recall. And I threw a challenge to him that there is a process by which IPAC are called. One, they will send you a text message and follow up with an official letter. Okay. I asked him to show evidence that indeed IPAC has been called. He was unable to prove any evidence. Then, just after 30 minutes, he came back to tell us that an injunction has been placed on the process. So someone who came to earlier lie that there is an IPAC meeting when there was no IPAC meeting comes back to tell you that there is an injunction. How will you take him serious? How will he believe that what he's saying is the truth? If there is an injunction, as a lawyer, I know the processes. Where is the bailiff? Why is the bailiff? At the end, is he an officer of the court, or have the court asked him that he should go around dispatching rate to people? So if there's indeed an injunction, the officers here, they work under the Electoral Commission. Certainly they will be called that there is an injunction on the so hold. But we can't be taking a concocted injunction from NDC director officer.
How do you take news that the MPP, despite some flaws that have been identified, you still want to go with the
which flaws? Tell me.
Like some pink sheets that were not corresponding.
Which pink sheets were not corresponding?
There were one that the party agent had corresponding, but the EC's results were altered.
No, by the end of this, you must speak the truth. What happened was that, according to the NDC, they said the EC had made changes with respect to the number of ballot papers that were issued. So we asked them, does it affect the votes that the political parties had? They said no.
In the absence of the party agents?
No, by the end of the day, we are doing collation. So in the collation, there is a certain time that EC don't even have their principle, but rely on political parties. So our argument was very simple. Let's compare the principle of NDC and MPP. If they correspond, what's the issue? then why do EC give political parties copies of their pin sheet? That's the issue. No. The NDC is frustrated, and we understand them because their supporters are on them, threatening them that why are they sitting down for recollation to be done? And MPP has taken Zoom, MPP has taken Fantiakwa, and MPP has taken Akwetia. It's the pressure that they are giving to them. That's why they are misbehaving. Either than that would have been done with this exercise long time ago. So this is needless. No matter how long it takes, whether today, tomorrow, next week, we'll all be here. But the right thing has to be done. As a political party, when we lost the elections, in less than 16 hours, our flag bearer came out to concede defeat. You've won majority in parliament. No one is complaining. But at least the right thing has to be done. They know they've lost those constituencies. That's why they are misbehaving.
That's Justin from Ponkodia. We're still right here. I mean, it's still a bit chaotic. We still want to get closer.
Yes, we have served the Electoral Commission with an application for interlocutory injunction to restrain the Electoral Commission from doing what they are doing. That process has been served on the EC, and this is it.
But have they confirmed receipt of it?
Oh, without doubt. GJ 0275-2025. It was filed at 9:30 early this morning. Anope Philibert Fume versus Frank Anodompre, Electoral Commission of Ghana. So this is it. Who? No, it's not to be, but he's an inferior officer. If I serve them, the court will not even take me serious. I have served the head. No, I have served the head office, and he has to stop. We have brought it to his notice.
But does that affect the three that were declared yesterday?
Which one? No, this one is specific. This is specific.
Specific for the Insawam.
And this is where we are now. We are within Insawam now, and this is the process. It doesn't matter. It's a court process. I'm sure somebody like Fenyo Makin will not disagree. You know what he did with the Speaker of Parliament, with injunctions and all of those things. And that is exactly what we have done.
Is that what Ghanaians...
Yes. We have served the Electoral Commission. If you recall, somewhere 2023, prior to the NDC going for our primaries to elect presidential and parliamentary, Dr. Kwabena Dufo went to court. The mere filing of an interlocutory injunction, the Electoral Commission issued a statement that the service of the process on them is enough for them to disengage. And that is all that we are saying. And hold on. The court has fixed the 20th of December for the hearing of the interlocutory injunction. So let's do what is needful.
The CID woman here said that.
Don't worry. No, the bailiff, is he a party?
He says he's here to.
No, but is he a party? Hold on. His only responsibility. No. His only responsibility is to ensure order, security. How does the stoppage of this process create a disorder? I don't understand.
Right.
I do not want to have an engagement with her. Yes, thank you.
These are all, NDC member party agents, and they are, according to them, there's been an injunction on this very constituency, not the other one, but on the Ansawam Adreju constituency, where there's been an injunction. Initially, the issue was there was an IPAC meeting, but then according to other party members and also the returning officer and also EC officials, they were saying that they haven't been given any notice. No IPAC message. Usually when there's an IPAC message, everyone gets a message, but then no one has gotten a message yet. Then some few moments later, we had they came in. The NDC came in to say that there is an injunction on the Insawam Adreju constituency, even though recollation had already begun this morning. As we spoke to a party agent earlier, an NDC national executive member, he said as at 9:30 a.m. they had collated roughly about 15 to 16 pink sheets, but right now it's 10:16, and according to the NDC members, they are saying that there is an injunction, so they are calling for the Insawam Adreju constituency's recollation to be halted. We are still here. It's still a bit chaotic. It's not calm yet. Everyone is hot right now. The NDC members are hoping to get this process halted. On the other side, we've heard from JFK. He is saying that they haven't heard anything yet and all that. But let me just get behind to see. Okay.
The police there restricting my colleague Jacqueline Ansumayebwa from gaining access to that cordon area. We're just giving you live visuals there from the EC Collation Center. We heard earlier from Ediji Tamaklo, he's Director of Legal for the NDC, and he was just serving notice that the NDC has secured a court injunction seeking to halt the whole collation process. Let's take you back there.
You are the regional chairman. What is your team? What are you going to plan? What is the next step?
My next step is what? My next step is that I have to make sure that I open my eyes and see the numbers. The EC is collating, and that's it. That's my next step.
As an election observer, and that is a step that he's given. I mean, they are all waiting for the results to be collated. Well, as to what happens here, we'll be bringing you up to speed details, but this is the scene right here at the collation center. And we don't only have just the Nsawam Adrajiri constituency collation ongoing. We have other we have other constituencies collation also ongoing. We also have the Ahafo North constituency, which hasn't kick-started yet. We also have the Ahafo Southwest constituency, Techiman South, and also Obuasi East. And we are all set to have their recollation here, right here at the Tesano Police Training Center. We'll be bringing you up to speed details and what is transpiring here, but you can see the scene right here. It's also chaotic right behind me. Everyone is disagreeing with each other on what should happen next. Back to you in the studio, Faustina Safo.
Update. If you're just tuning, we're giving you updates from the collation center, the EC's collation center, over some of the disputed constituency results. The NDC have served notice that they have secured a court injunction on the process, especially for Nsawam Adrajiri, where Frank Anodon is contesting the results in that constituency. Earlier, we heard from Dr. Rashid Computer. He raised concerns that there was an initial IPAC meeting, and then we heard from JFK, from the NPP, demanding that they see that text message, which Tanko was alleging. But he didn't show us that text message. He rather showed us the court injunction, which they are seeking to halt the whole process. Later, she spoke to Jeff Konedu. He is the NPP Eastern Regional Chairman for the party, and he was just serving notice that indeed, they are going to contest this. We heard from Ediji Tamaklo, Director of Legal for the NDC. He says that on the 20th of December, the court will be hearing their case. And so this is a back and forth going on about the disputed constituencies. We know that other constituencies will be collated today, but that key constituency in Nsawam Adrajiri would not be collated today. Well, we're just keeping our tabs on some of the key happenings. You can share your thoughts with us on all our social media handles. We're Joe News on TV. Away from that, President-elect John Dramani Mahama has assured Ghanaians that his incoming administration will not misuse the overwhelming majority secured by the NDC in the just-ended election. While speaking during a courtesy call by the National Chief Imam, he promised to consult the New Patriotic Party at every step, stating that he's committed to democratic governance. There's more in this report.
I wish to assure my father and our fathers that we're not going to misuse the majority we have in Parliament. Even though we have a huge majority, more than 2/3, we're not going to misuse it. We're going to consult with the minority at every stage and make sure that we do things by consensus instead of railroading everybody. Everybody knows that I'm a typical diplomat and a Democrat. And so I believe in Georgia, I believe in consensus building, and I believe in democracy. I've heard some people call me Supreme Leader. I'm not Supreme Leader. I'm going to continue to work the way I've always been as a Democrat, and we'll continue to consult with our colleagues who are in the NPP. We can only move this country together if all of us work to move it together. No one single political party can turn the fortunes of Ghana without the cooperation of everybody else. So I can assure you that we'll work together. We'll continue to consult you. I'm your son, and you all have been very gracious with advice and good counsel. I've enjoyed working with all of you over the years, and nothing is going to change. My doors will be open at any time that any of our leaders, my fathers, want to see me. The door will readily be open.
Well, we are still your election headquarters. Well, still on elections, after a hard battle, the Electoral Commission named Jerry Ahmed Shaib as winner of the Wejagbawe parliamentary seat. He won the seat on the governing New Patriotic Party's ticket. Well, this morning on newsdesk, we'll engage him on his thoughts and how he plans to transform that constituency. That constituency we know has always been a safe seat for the NPP. But we look at the performance this year. Last election in the year 2020, Tina Mensah won that seat by 58.1% vote, but this time he won it by a little about 51% vote. And so we're just looking at that constituency and what's in store for us in that constituency. Jerry Ahmed Shaib joins us live via Zoom. Thank you for your time here on newsdesk. Let's start with your victory. How does it feel? That night was quite chaotic. I was there in person.
Hello.
I can hear you, Jerry, loud and clear. Thanks for joining us here on newsdesk. I was just
barely hear you.
You can barely hear me. I'm sure our technical team will work on that so that we just get clear connection to Jerry Ahmed Shaib. He is the NPP parliamentary candidate now, so we can have the Wejagbawe. He tells me his connection is better now, and he won that seat. I was there with you the whole night, quite chaotic. Whilst collation of the results happened, we saw some of the NDC supporters trying to, take over the collation center. It was quite tense. As we speak, the NDC is even still contesting the results. How do you feel, really, winning that seat?
Faustina, I need to say Ayeko to you because I remember you being there for close to 3 days, 3 nights actually.
Indeed.
And I had to walk to you to ask whether or not you were okay, and all the hooliganism and the target that had to come in.
I seem to be losing connection to Jerry Ahmed Shaib.
I'm quite excited you are safe and sound. I'm okay. I know it's just one of the things with...
I think there's a bit of delay. Let's work our lines.
I am ready to work.
Jerry, I'm told by my technical team that you might have to listen to us through the Zoom and not through your TV set. That way we don't have a delay in our sound. I'm sure your technical team can work that out for you. We're just engaging the NPP parliamentary candidate. He has been elected the NPP parliamentary candidate for Wejagbawe, and he won that seat. We're just engaging him this morning. And you were sharing with me your victory thoughts. How does it feel winning that seat, though? Well, on your screens there, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, we're still working the lines to get clear connection to him. We're your election headquarters, and it's our job to give you updates as to what is happening across the country. We told you about the Wejagbawe constituency. That seat ordinarily has been a safe seat for the NPP since the year 2004 when Shelley Ayokoboche won the seat. Now, the NPP has consistently maintained that seat up until now. They presented Jerry Ahmed Shaib. Many call him the giant slayer because he actually defeated Tina Mensah during the NPP primaries to become the NPP parliamentary candidate. He contested that seat with the NDC. That night for the collation of the result was quite chaotic. If you were watching the Joy News channel, you saw a military invasion of the place to keep calm. The NDC contested the results in that seat. As we speak, even the pink sheet after the EC declared the results hasn't been signed by reps from the NDC. We're just trying to get clearer connection to Jerry Ahmed Shaib, and then we just engage him. Now, I'm told I have better connection to Jerry Ahmed. Just share with me your thoughts. How does it feel winning that seat?
Well, in the midst of the tsunami, you should feel that it hasn't come easy. It's been just by the grace of God. and with the massive support of the people within the constituency. I think there was something which was very clear. I endeared myself to the people. I showed them that I care. I worked very hard. I did morning evangelisms. I visited all the trotro stations, visited all the taxi stations, spoke to people, got on taxis and trotros, did a delivery of my policies and messages. I'm one person who can say that I did health screening exercises for more than 50 times, and they were very intensive. Visited a lot of homes, spoke to the people, tried to understand their issues, tried to put a certain resolution to those issues. And it can best be that God was my major savior on this matter. And the people of Wejagbawe spoke, and they spoke clearly. I know the conversation has been that, yes, we've had very high margins in this constituency. But I came in with that understanding that that is a facade. It's a facade because generally it wasn't looking very good. And therefore, I have always granted interviews and told media personnel that I would rather see it as I had a deficit of 14,000 and I needed to make up. So I was working like I was rather in the position, whilst my opponent was always sleeping. And you can bear witness to the fact that even in the coalition, he was sleeping. He slept throughout the period. He slept for close to 3 days. I never moved. I was standing, sitting, calculating, getting my people to get everything right and proper. And by God's grace, we delivered. And yes, we are ready to still work in collaboration with my other colleagues who have shown magnanimity. They've called me to congratulate me. They have even come around as I speak with you. I have with me Honorable Eric Ofori, who is for LPG, is here with me. Honorable George Finn is also here with me. And then Honorable Sylvia Beje is here with me. And these are people that contested. They've shown magnanimity. They've shown that Wejagbawe matters to them. They've shown that if one wins today, there is a possibility another can win tomorrow. And that if you lose, concede and let there be peace. Faustina, just 2 days ago, the EC officials in Wejagbawe, that includes the returning officer and the district elections officer, they were besieged. I mean, the offices of the EC was besieged. They were threatened. I mean, a woman within a certain month, and you know what women go through. This was what happened. She was tortured. Whatever she was not expecting her to just come through. I mean, just because the NDC parliamentary candidate, Felix Odatilante, he's been lying to his people that he won an election. Meanwhile, in their own coalition strong room, they've provided him with figures. They furnished him with same. He knows that he lost by more than 2,000 votes. He is very much aware. They've released their own reports, which I can share with your station.
We'll be glad to have that side, because I know that Felix Odatilante is contesting the results from that collation center, specifically at Wejagbawe. They are confident that they indeed won the seat. And so that information you have would be important. We'll try and raise Felix Odatilante in subsequent interviews just to get his side of the story. But then I'm just wondering, how do you plan to bring these individuals who are staunch supporters of Felix Odatilante on board? Because you would be governing that constituency for the next 4 years.
I've been trying to do this, thinking that, or against the background that peace and unity is key. You cannot run or serve in a constituency like Wejagbawe without understanding that you need to bring all hands on deck. I've called on all the traditional leaders who have called me to congratulate me. I've called on my colleagues who are here now. It's the way forward, it's a step forward. I've spoken to some of the people who are, with all due respect, sheepishly following Felix without knowing the exact situation, to stand down and let them even attend to the books, get the pink sheets, get to their home constituency executives, get them to furnish them with the data, get them to look at the reports that their own constituency executives have shared, And then that perhaps can give them reason to know that, listen, let's not be following this man who's deceiving us. I need everybody to be on board, including Felix. In fact, if Felix had conceded and there were no issues, he's one of the persons I would have visited by date. I would have gone to him to tell him that, listen, it's wage about that matters. It's the peace and tranquility within this constituency that matters. It's the development that matters. We lack a lot of issues. There are major problems with roads. There are major problems with drains. We are normally within and over a flooding situation. We find ourselves in a lot of schools that need rehabilitation and renovations. We need to support our youth who are largely getting involved in all manner of behaviors that we don't want to see them continue. There are major issues. So if you have any doubt and you think that you are challenging, the best place to go is to go to the court instead of fostering and fomenting troubles. We don't need that. We need peace. We need all manner of people to be on board for us to develop wage agbawe in the form and manner that each and every person is expecting us to see. It is not for us to be fighting and be causing unnecessary problems and be saying that I've won an election when you know. It's not, in his case, it's not he ought to have known. He knows that he has lost. So if you know you have lost, please come together. Let's come together. Let's unite. Let's work together. Let's get the youth transformed. Let's get the constituency transformed. Let's get the chiefs and traditional leaders and all stakeholders, the church, the clergy, the Muslim clerics, everyone on board. Let's see how best we can get wage agbawe to become a better place. That for me is key. It's not just about an election. If he actually won and he feels that he did, the best way to address or redress this issue is to go to the court. Let
me come in at this point, because wage agbawe is quite a huge constituency. And so I'm looking at within the next 4 years, what would you be focusing on in that constituency?
So for me, largely whatever I've started, I pray that I continue. So like I indicated, I've been running free health screenings, and I believe that the people need total health care. Not everybody has the money to go to the hospital. So one of the major things I can do is to run the screenings almost every weekend in every electoral area and repeat same to whatever period. So first of all, provide them with the necessary medications. I gave out a lot of BP monitors or BP machines to the adults. So now the older people who are 60 years and above, and I'm still going to do that. I did a lot of surgeries for women with fibroid. I did a lot of surgeries for men with hernia. I'm still going to do that. I registered a lot of people on the National Health Insurance Scheme, which for me, it's key. I believe that by 2032, each and every person within wage agbawe should have a National Health Insurance card so that you can access the health facility without so much hassle. I intend to use whatever I'm giving, and I insist on that most MPs are giving what we call the MP's vehicle loan or car loan. I intend to use that to complement what President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia got for us as in the form of a drip. I intend to use those monies to buy grader machines that are used for the construction of roads. I'm never going to buy a V8 for the purposes of being a member of parliament. I insist that even if I'm on a motorbike and my constituents can believe that Jerry is serving as well and he's used his money to buy a grader, I am going to do that.
Let me come in at this point because we have to let you go, I am told. In just 1 minute, as we wrap up the conversation, you're one of the new faces we'll be seeing in Parliament, coming the 9th Parliament that will take effect from the 7th of January. What should we expect from you in 1 minute?
You should expect a real Ghanaian. I'm going to represent the Ghanaian people. I'm going to let the Ghanaian people understand that Ghana first, whatever matters, irrespective of partisan lines. I want to believe that whatever my people within wage agbawe would prefer is whatever I'm going to stand up for, and not to just follow my party.
Thank you, Jerry Ahmed Shaib. He is the winner for the wage agbawe seat. On your screens right now is Woyome. We're taking you back to the EC's Collation Center. My colleague Jacqueline Ansmayewa is engaging him. Let's listen in.
The constituencies that are here.
Nobody was aware. They just came in. No, we don't know as a party.
For not.
I said we don't know as a party.
The only one that you know is the Nsawama Duajiri constituency.
What we knew about is this.
Those others we don't know about, they were just doing it, trying to claw back. And I've been telling them that we are in charge by mandate from the Ghanaian people. No Ghanaian will be disenfranchised. Their vote, every vote will be valid. And therefore, what is illegal is illegal. I have an issue with the policewoman that is in command.
CID?
Yes. I said she has become an MPP apparatchik. She won't allow nobody to do receive instruction. They should continue and aggressiveness, everything like that. All this. Yesterday we said they should evacuate here. We have agreed on the issue. She stayed here and provided this for people to stay here. Now you, the arrow, you are holding peace sheet all about it. Go out. Where am I officer? Where am I officer?
You are live on joint.
Yes. So don't mind Kodia. Kodia is just giving a lot of issues. So what is important here is that we will not allow Jean Mensah. We will not allow Jean Mensah and his cohort and Bossman to start clawing back seats that have been won. It won't happen. Anybody in the police force or anything trying to aid, it won't happen.
So you believe that the seats here they've been won? You believe that the seats here that they are coming back to recollect, they've been won?
We will check. What has not been declared, we will have to have a full report and understand our position before we go into it. Because all parties must be involved. But they did one yesterday. That is Obuasi. That was Akotia. Nobody was aware. The party people were not there. They came here and did recollation. The police, EC, and the MPP, and did it and declared.
Usually before recollation, we know that there are supposed to be two-party executives here. Well, that is Alfred Agbasi Woyomi. And I mean, the media, we've been asked to move outside the barricade here. The NDC, as we spoke to you earlier, they are saying that there's been an injunction on the Nsawam Adwejiri constituency. So we still right here, just as you heard from him. Some of the constituencies that they are set to recollate here, they are not aware of it. Let me run you through some of the constituencies that we have here. We have the Ahafo North constituency, Ahafo Ano Southwest constituency, Techiman South, and Obuasi East, including in Nsawam Adwejiri. But then the NDC members are saying, NDC executives, party agents are saying that they are not aware of what is happening. I mean, the recollation, they are not aware of it, and sometimes they recollate without having their side of the party being involved, which they won't agree to. So just as you can see, we see right in front, we see the NDC members seated standing here. Currently, we are a bit far away from where the recollation is ongoing, but then EC officials still insist that they still haven't been served an injunction, even though NDC is saying so. So recollation for the Nsawam Adwejiri is on hold for now, whilst they wait for peace to be restored in, the collation center. It's still heavily guarded. They had to bring in extra set of security. They had to also send some people outside of this collation center for them to continue the process.
On your screens now is Alfred Agbasi Woyome. He's been missing in action for decades now. It's interesting to see him on our screens. I'm wondering what role he's playing for the NDC. An agent, probably an observer. Something I would like to ask Jackie when she joins us live. But on your screens, you can see Eduji Tamaklo. He is Director of Legal for the NDC. We also have behind him Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. He is Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. Just giving you updates as to what is happening at the EC Collation Center. The NDC have served notice that when it comes to Insamwam, to be specific, they have gotten an injunction from the court seeking to halt the whole collation process. And they say that all interested parties have been served. We heard from Justin Frimpong Kobia, who is the General Secretary for the NPP. He also was quite contesting some of the things that Dr. Rashid Tanko had said earlier. Rashid Tanko said that there was an IPAC meeting which the NDC had been served notice of, which they would go and discuss some of these key issues. JFK contested that. He wanted to see that text message because his argument was that each time there is an IPAC meeting, all parties would be sent a message. He didn't show us that, but he showed us the injunction from the court. And we also see that other regions and constituencies that are being contested would be collated today. And so those are live visuals from the EC's head office and their collation center. We'll be back there when there's more action. But meanwhile, the Joint Transition Team is working today. We know they were inaugurated just days back. My colleague Max Olobaba joins us live for updates on that. We know that after the team has been inaugurated, the next line of action would be constituting the other subcommittees as they look at their job. Let's go to Maxwell Olobaba. Maxwell, what can you report?
This is likely going to happen today. Remember the first day we had conversations about the outcome of the festive sittings, and he told us about the objections raised by the Mahama side of the transition about last-minute recruitments and payments. Let's find out his expectations for today. Mr. Kwachufusi, welcome to join us.
Thank you.
Great. So I want to find out from you what is likely to happen today.
Well, we expect to carry on from where we left off last Wednesday. You mentioned the concerns we raised at the last sitting regarding the last-minute appointments and mass recruitments and some payments that we find troubling, given its likely implications for our fiscal position. We were given some commitments last Wednesday on those matters. We were told that, first of all, there will be proper deliberation on them today. So we expect that the true picture will be painted and that we will be given access to critical information concerning these recruitments and payments. We were also told that in order to resolve the issues comprehensively, a committee will be set up to look into them in a manner that is thorough and a manner that brings out all the facts. So we expect that those commitments will be met today as the first item. And then any other business that may come up to will be dealt with.
What do you make of those who say that because the president, was set in 2016 by the then incoming NPP government, so the NDC side also wants to take the opportunity to pay.
There's a reason why there are precedents, and you have mentioned the precedent. Why is the present administration unable to abide by their own precedent? I think that they should abide by the precedent because it's a precedent that makes sense. It is only fair that when elections are over and a new president is elected, his team is given the opportunity to understand the exact situation of the country. So all major decisions regarding recruitments, payments, what have you, should be held on to and should only be made with the express consent of the incoming administration, so that when we take office, we know exactly what situation we are walking into. The last thing we want is to be blindsided, only to walk into a situation where we are ambushed with all manner of demands and payments and people who have been recruited, because we will be working with these people in any event. So we should have a hand in their recruitment. And any payments that are made that would exact a toll on the national purse must be done with us in the know. And we expect nothing short of that.
Thank you for talking to us.
The pleasure is all mine.
So you just had
Alex Kwachi Ofosu, he is spokesperson for government's transition team. We know that both the NPP and the NDC, they have put together their team and they have commenced work. You're still watching newsdesk. We'll be back after this break. For staying with us. Now, there's an increase in cholera cases in the Western region, with more than 800 suspected cases recorded so far and 10 deaths in Sekondi, Takrade and Ifya Kwesimin team. They remain the hardest hit, accounting for 95% of the cases. Now, health authorities have implemented strict measures, including a ban on vegetable sales by food vendors to curb the spread. My colleague Natalia Kwanza joins us live from that region with more. Ina, what can you report? Ina, I'm hoping you can hear me loud and clear. If you can unmute for me so that we can just come to you. I'm just telling you.
Yes, Fosti, I can hear you very loud and clear. Yes, so within the Secondary Takoradi Metropolis or the Western region at large, we are battling severe outbreak of cholera. Hospitals within the Western region and the SDMA have at least 15 to 20 cases each day. The Fiankwanta Infection Center and then the Takoradi Hospital Infectious Center is full to its capacity. Because when you visit every facility here in the Western region, you realize that it is full up of people with cholera cases. As it stands, the Western Region Coordinating Council has banned food vendors from selling vegetables within the metropolis.
And that's worrying. Tended so far. I can see that they are putting measures in place to reduce the spread. But then, tell me, what are the individuals who are affected so far? What have they been telling you?
Yes, so for individuals that you speak to, most of the people who have probably survived this cholera told me that they ate food outside, they ate food which was cold, it's due to the sanitary conditions around, and then water for months. For months, Christina, some parts of the Secondary Takoradi Metropolis are not having water flow in, and so they have to resort to boreholes, well, or any sort of water they could lay hand on. And so this has been one of the contributory factors to the rise in cholera outbreak within the Western region. Yesterday, from my checks, yesterday alone, for instance, Kwesimin team had 3 persons who were brought in dead on arrival due to cholera in outbreak within the region. From now, the deaths, cases of cholera within the Western region has risen about 10, and then the cases we have is more than 800.
That's shocking. We would be finding out what health authorities are doing moving
before
forward.
We go, I have a survivor here, Tony Ba. He resides here at a mouthful within the Takoradi. Tony, tell me, what was your experience with cholera? How did you get infected?
I got infected from that weight. That's caused the cholera.
How did you feel? How was your feeling? How were you treated? Can you walk us through?
Yeah. Like I was treated very nice. The feeling, I was like very weak, not to be doing anything, like to talk or to do something. I was very weak. So they got me a better treatment at the hospital I went.
You were telling me that you almost died. Can you tell us?
Yeah. Because I wasn't able to like breathe or like to talk or open my eye. So I just like fell asleep for like 2 hours. After like I didn't know where I was sleeping on.
Yes, but so Tony Ba is of the survival of cholera here in the Secondary Takoradi Metropolis. But this morning, the Regional Health Directorate is going to have a press conference with the media. I understand that they are going to do a mass immunization of cholera, vaccination of cholera. So we will get there, and then whatever we get out there, we will let our viewers and listeners know.
Thank you, Natalia Kwanza, for bringing us that update. We know that the death toll has increased from 10. We'll be giving you updates on that in subsequent bulletin. Well, that's how we wrap up Newsdesk. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Sabo. Good morning.